The geese, los gansos. I think they're geese or ducks. I think they are geese. The geese. Los gansos. Sí, son gansos. Okay, very well, guys. So let's start. Now we're recording. So previously we learned the relative clauses, how to give extra information when you have some a noun, a subject in a sentence. You can give extra information about that noun. For example, you can talk about anything. You can talk about animals. You can talk about situations. You can talk about people, and you can give some extra information with the personal, with the relative pronouns, which are who, which, where, when, that, whose, whom. And all of these work to give extra information about any pronoun. So you can say, for example, the geese. I want to give some information. The geese that are in front of me are aggressive. So here you say something that helps you identify what subject you're talking about. So in this case, with that, I can use that to talk about. I can talk about this subject. In this case, they are the geese. Okay, so we're going to practice a little bit more with these relative clauses. And very well. So in this activity, we have to create, or we have to give some extra information. Okay, and you tell me if you agree or don't agree with these sentences. We have to create the next pair of the sentence so that it makes sense. So we have, for example, movies that don't use professional actors are interesting. Okay, so we have the next one, and we try to use the correct, try to see, in this case, we have different relative pronouns, that, whose, where, and who. So we match the pronouns with the correct part of the relative clause. So in the first one, the contestants, you know what contestant mean? Do you know what is contestant?
No, teacher.
Okay, sorry, I just realized. Okay, contestants quiere decir los competidores. Okay, let me connect my my headphones. Los competidores. Okay, so let's match this sentence. Okay. Very well. So the contestants, los competidores, how could we match the sentence? What do you think is the correct pair of sentences that we could use?
The contestants who are on game shows must be nervous.
Very well. The contestants who are on game shows must be nervous. Very well. You know, the game shows are these TV programs. For example, in Mexico, we have 100 Mexicanos Dijeron, right? This is a game show. So contestants usually are just regular people, and maybe they are not used to this kind of attention. Okay, so it says contestants must be nervous. Very well. The next one says the house. Which of these could talk about the house?
Where the movie was filmed is now on museum.
Very well. It's now a museum. Very well. The celebrities. What do you think could be the correct answer?
Whose phones were hacked were angry.
Very well. Whose phones were hacked? Have you heard about any of these situations where celebrities, I don't know if their phones are exactly hacked, but for example, they share pictures of them and their private life. So many celebrities sometimes go into scandals because of this. And I think that hackers maybe are not that into regular people like us, but they must be hunting presidents and these celebrities because, well, they can the word is blackmail the person. Blackmail es un tipo de crimen en el que a la víctima se le roba información y comprometedora y amenazan con revelarla si no dan cierto dinero o chantajearlos de alguna otra forma. Eso es blackmail. Okay, so there are some hackers that steal the information and then they blackmail them, or maybe they steal funds or something like this. Okay, the book. It will be this one, right? The book that I read last week was also a movie. Okay, so these are defining relative clauses. These sentences, they are telling something that is necessary to know what you're talking about. Okay, so in the first example, it says, the second, it says the contestants. The contestants son los competidores, pero no sé de qué estamos hablando. Entonces, la información que tenemos aquí es indispensable. So here we have the relative pronoun is where, and then the information is necessary to know what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about all contestants. I'm sorry, it's cool, right? I'm not talking about every contestant. I'm just talking about contestants who are on game shows. So remember that we have two types of relative clauses. This is the topic, okay? Relative clauses. We have defining. Defining means the information is necessary. And non-defining, it means that the information is additional, like in the next exercise. In the next exercise, we have some sentences. Here, here you have, here we have like these parentheses, and they, so they try to add the information. The principal information in center one is Leonardo DiCaprio donated $2 million to the Marine Conservation Group Oceans. Okay, what is the additional information for people who don't know Leonardo DiCaprio? Well, is that he starred in Titanic. He was the actor in the movie Titanic. So Leonardo DiCaprio, who starred in Titanic, this is the part of the sentence that is giving additional information because many people know who Leonardo DiCaprio is, but I still give this information that could not be too necessary, but I still give it. So you see, before who, I write the comma. So why do we write a comma? We write a comma because we are separating the idea. We are isolating the idea from the sentence. Estamos separando la idea de la oración porque es una idea secundaria. Es decir, no afecta en nada al resto de la oración. Simplemente es como dar información adicional. There's a bunny behind my seat. Okay. So this is Leonardo DiCaprio, who starred in Titanic, donated $2 million to the Marine Conservation Group, Ocean 5. Okay, so this is the additional information. Let's see. So in the next one, we have Mark Zuckerberg, you know, the one from Facebook. So it says Mark Zuckerberg donated millions to the Newark, New Jersey school system. His personal wealth is over $30 billion. Okay, so here we have, right, his personal wealth. This is not the most important information, but it's just secondary information. Okay, so I want this information that is in those parentheses, I want to put it here in the sentence to create like some extra information and make the non-defining relative clause. So Uriel, could you help me please with number 2? Let's write a sentence with non-defining relative clause.
Mark Zuckerberg, who his personal wealth is over 30 billion, donated millions to the Newark, New Jersey school system.
Very good. So you use correctly the relative pronoun whose, because it's a possessive. You say his personal, but here you say Mark Zuckerberg, cuya riqueza personal. Okay. And then we continue with the rest of the sentence. Donated to the Newark, New Jersey school system. Okay. So in this way, now we added additional information to the sentence. And now you are saying something extra about the sentence. Okay. Novia, please help us to read number, let's read please the number 3. And you also write the sentence in number 3.
Yes, teacher. Cake Place is a charity in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Cake Place, whose goal is to rescue a breed of dog called the Bobcat, is a charity in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Okay, exactly. So we write Cake Place, comma, the relative pronoun. Hold on.
Whose?
Can I have your phone?
Okay. Very well. So whose goal is to rescue a breed of dog called pot cake. Okay, aquí se cierra el relative clause. Very well. Okay, very well. So we read again. Pork Cake Place, whose goal is to rescue a breed of dog called Pot Cake, is a charity in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Very well. This is the relative clause. Which are the pot cake? Do you know pot cake? It's a breed of dog. This is pot cake.
I don't know, teacher.
Is this breed? It says I'm not sure. It's mixed breed dog in the Caribbean islands. Hmm. Yes, this is the pot cake. It's like como un perro. How do you say it? No es de raza, como raza pura, let's say. Is mixed. There was a overpopulation problem. There were a lot of these dogs in the street. Había muchos perros callejeros de estos. So yes, that's why Pot Cake Place. This is the organization that helps the dogs that are in the street. This breed. Okay. Very well. So we can continue like this, right? These are the relative clauses. We could continue practicing. Let's do the next one. I would like to ask Heidi, please help us with number 4. You read number 4 and you make also the relative clause.
Okay, teacher. Brad Pitt's charity is correct the pronunciation, teacher?
Yes, you say charity, like
Charity.
yes.
Brad Pitt's charity, the Make It Right Foundation, is based in New Orleans, Louisiana. He owns a house there. Brad Pitt's charity.
Brad Pitt's charity.
Whose?
I think it's not possessive. We could say who.
Who owns a house there?
In this case, because in this sentence, we don't mention here, we don't know where is there. Aquí no sabemos a qué se refiere con there, so we need to write New Orleans. We need to write the full name of the place.
Okay, teacher. Make It Right Foundation.
Brad Pitt, the May, home scenario. Okay. We could write here, they Make It Right Foundation before. Brad Pitt charity, the Make It Right Foundation. There are like many commas, right? We're going to see why. Who owns a house in New Orleans, Louisiana, is based there, or we could say it's based in the same place. Okay, so the information The information that is additional is that Brad Pitt has a house, right? Aquí es solo que ya la oración, al hacerlo en un relative clause, como que no queda. Habría que modificarlo. So it says Brad Pitt's charity, the Make It Right Foundation. Este es como la caridad, el programa de caridad de Brad Pitt, y este es el
Ajá.
nombre, de Make It Right Foundation.
Ok.
Pero queremos decir que Brad Pitt tiene una casa. So maybe we could say Brad Pitt, who
Who
owns a house in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we could say has the charity Make It Right Foundation based there. So in this case, it says Brad Pitt, quien tiene una casa en New Orleans, Louisiana, tiene el programa de caridad Make It Right Foundation, based quiere decir que se encuentra
I
allí. So yeah, it was a little bit confusing to make it like this. And why we have so many commas? So first, you see, this is the comma that we write when we have the relative clause. So we always need to write it before who, before that, or before where, before any relative pronoun. The next thing is this comma. It's just because we have in the same sentence, New Orleans, because it's the place, right? New Orleans is, let's say, the town, right? And Louisiana is the state. So that's why it's like the saying, I don't know, Acapulco, comma, Guerrero, right? So
Yeah.
that's why we have another comma. And then we have another comma here, because we have,
The name.
yes, we have the name of the charity. Mhm. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, thank you too. Can we ask now, please? Laura, read number 5. Okay, or could we ask Miguel, please, with number 5?
Yes, teacher. Malala Yousafzai, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, donate 50,000 to school in Gaza.
Perfect. Exactly. So, donated to schools in Gaza. Very well. So, exactly, you did well, right? We write these commas to make the relative clause. Perfect. Thank you.
Teacher, one question. The
Yes.
pronunciation of priest is correct? Priest.
No, you say Peace Prize.
Peace Prize.
Yes,
Oh,
the Nobel Peace Prize.
For the pronunciation between price and price of precio.
Yes. So price, precio, you pronounce it like an S, so you say price,
Okay.
price. And this one is like a C, so you say prize,
Price. Okay.
prize. Yes.
Thank
The
you.
Nobel Peace Prize. Yes.
Nobel
You're
Peace
welcome.
Prize.
Perfect. Excellent. Very well. Please, Uriel, can you help us with number 6?
Fashion blogger Tabby Gennison, whose online magazine for teen girls gets 3.5 million hits per month, started in a Broadway play.
Okay. Excellent. So we say doctors okay, it's the organization, right? Doctors Without Borders, Doctores Sin Fronteras. Perfect. So Doctors Without Borders. And here we could use, can you repeat what is the relative clause that we could use? We use who, what, that, where. Uriel, which one can we use?
Is
Doctors
who?
Without Borders.
Is who?
I thought the same at the beginning, but doctors is not who. Doctors is the organization. Doctors Without Borders. So no, we cannot use who in this case.
Which?
Okay, which exactly? Which operates in over 70 countries, comma, is helping to care for sick people in Western Africa. Okay, very well. All right, guys, so now we're going to do something similar. Let's make one sentence. Now we're going to talk about the place where you work, the name of the company, or you can talk about the school, the name of your university. And here you are going to make the same sentence. For example, let's imagine that you study in UNAM. Okay, so you would say, UNAM. Okay, which is the most important university in Central America, discovered more mammoths. Mammoths son los mamuts. Okay, so we're going to make something similar about the organization where you work. No sé, digamos que trabajas en, I don't know, could be Bayer, right? Sorry. So you could say, okay, you need to give the Bayer, which is a company based in Germany, created a medicine for Alzheimer. Okay, so you write a sentence here in the chat. If you don't, you can mention the university where you study, something important that this university did, or in your own company where you work, you give some information about this place, some extra information about the place where you work. Okay, so could you please write your sentence about it? Any questions? Yes, so you need to talk about your school, your work, say something, some extra information about it. For example, guys, when you have a company or when you work in a company, usually offer services about that company. So maybe you work in a small, big, or medium company, and you give information. So you can say, I don't know, our company, AstraZeneca, which is an American company, I'm not sure, I don't remember, which is an American company, has donated millions of dollars in vaccines. Okay, so just an example. This is very helpful when you give information, usually with clients, you know, with people. You offer your products, you offer your services, you use like this extra additional information using relative clauses. So here, that's something similar you need to do. You write your sentence about the place where you work, about if you're not working right now, about your university, so you can tell some information about it. Okay, so I'm waiting for your sentence. Let's see, for example, Miguel wrote Cancun, which exactly Cancun. Well, let me tell you, Cancun, maybe we can use where. But in this context is correct because what you're saying next, Cancun, which is an international tourist destination. I think in this sentence is not like very well formulated because you're saying Cancún, el cual es un turista. Aquí el which no se refiere a Xcaret, se refiere a Cancún. Entonces es como Cancún, el cual es un destino turístico internacional, es Xcaret. So I think we need to modify the sentence. Maybe you can say, maybe we can invert it. Maybe we can say Xcaret, which is in Cancun, right? We could say Xcaret, which is in Cancun, is an international tourist destination, right? Maybe we can invert it or modify that sentence a little bit. Let's see, Nubia works at the cultural center. The cultural center where the kids learn music and drawing is organized, is organizing a festival to watch the eclipse on October 14. Very well. So in this case, yes, it's correct. Very well. Just you need to say it's organizing. Okay. Miguel wrote the National Museum of Anthropology and History, which is one of the biggest museums in the world, has a room of Aztecs. Very well. Yes, this sentence is really good. Will someone else write your sentence? Hades says, Anáhuac University, which is internationally recognized, is implementing a diploma in artificial intelligence with better performance. Excellent. Very well. So yes, relative clauses are very useful, and it's very good that you don't forget the use of commas, especially in the written English. Okay, very well. So this was the topic, defining and non-defining relative clauses. Now we were going to continue. We're going to learn something that is very important for you to express good in English. To express yourself in different ways, you need to use some adverbs. The adverbs let you express yourself in the different degrees, okay? For example, you can say that you are excited, you can say that you are happy, or you can say that you are mesmerizingly excited, or you can say, I am astonishingly excited, or you can say, I'm absolutely excited. So you can give, you can bring into more life to your sentence when you use the relative, relative, let's forget about relatives for now, when you learn about the adverbs. Okay, so now we're going to listen to this audio. You're going to listen, there's a debate. Do you have these friends, Jack and May? They disagree. Who thinks actors and athletes make, they think that actors and athletes make too much money. That is the question, right? For example, you know, soccer players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and some others that are not very known. But how is it possible that soccer players earn more money than doctors, for example? A doctor has to study six years first in school to get the bachelor degree. Then the doctor needs another 2 years if they want, or 3 years if they want to specialize in one area, and they need to work in a hospital. So all of these about 8 years. And in the end, they don't make that much money as a soccer player. So some people say it's very unfair that we live in a world where a YouTuber, where I don't know, a soccer player, where people that make entertainment and they don't make a lot of effort, they make more money than someone who studied many years in the university and someone who is a professional. So people say it's not fair. And in the truth is, for example, you know, the doctors in Mexico don't make a lot of money, right? I think the average is like 15,000 pesos a month, which, okay, can work, but it's not compared to the craziness of money that other people earn. What is your opinion? Do you think that this is incorrect? Do you think that we should have a word where professionals receive the fair payment that they deserve? Yes, Yadira says the doctors study during all their professional life. I've heard that doctors still need to study. They're always like updating their knowledge, como que se actualizan también, siempre están estudiando. But what do you think? Is it fair? If you check the numbers, for example, from YouTubers like Luisito Comunica or some other Spaniards, American YouTubers, they make a lot of money. They're millionaires just because they have a channel on YouTube with a lot of people. Do you think this is fair? What is your opinion? Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Do you think it depends? I would like to know your opinion before we play the audio. Okay. Very well. So now we're going to listen to this audio, and they're going to share their opinion. So we have Jack and May. Let's see what they think.
Unit 5, Making Millions. Page 46. Listening. I see your point, but
So, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was pretty good. What did you think?
I thought it was absolutely amazing. The acting was fabulous, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. But you know, I heard the main actor got paid $1 million for that movie. That seems like too much, doesn't it?
I don't think so. I mean, she's really talented. Nearly all of the Hollywood directors want to work with her.
Yeah, but $1 million for one movie. That doesn't seem fair, does it?
I guess I disagree. Movies make millions of dollars. The actors should get a large portion of that, shouldn't they?
In my opinion, actors should get less money. And then maybe the cost of a movie ticket wouldn't be so high. I mean, it's fairly expensive to go to the movies these days.
That's true.
The same is true for sports. It's pretty expensive to attend a lot of sporting events.
You probably think professional athletes also make too much money, right?
That's right. They make millions of dollars. I read that Lionel Messi makes over $40 million a year. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but that money doesn't all come from playing soccer, does it?
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of it comes from TV commercials and things like that. I heard the average soccer player makes about $8 million a year just for playing.
Still, $8 million is a lot of money, isn't it?
It is, but the athletes are extremely talented. Not everyone can do that, can they?
No, but
And the sport is really hard on their bodies. They might be perfectly fine one day and have an injury the next.
I see your point. But I still think they make too much money.
At least a lot of famous actors and athletes do good things with their money. A lot of them donate money to causes. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with you about that.
Hey, we finally agree. Let's stop talking and go to lunch, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so they were having an argument. They discussed this topic, and I would like to know your opinion. Do you agree more with Jack, or you're more with May?
I can agree with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Jack too.
Yes.
Me too, teacher.
Why? Now tell me the reason. I agree too, somehow. I think the word is unfair, but I don't think that people who are YouTubers, or I told you the first thing, but I don't think that YouTubers or famous people, they are wrong or they are bad people just because they make money, right? I think that if you have the intelligence and you have the will and you want to dedicate your life to something and you can have very good results, well, so that's up to you, right? And you don't need actually that money to be very happy. But I think that some people just maybe need to appreciate more the work of professionals. I think that if everyone, people, government, and companies appreciated the work of professionals, all the effort they have to do, and in general, just when you appreciate people from any person, because maybe you think a cleaning lady didn't study too much to work cleaning the floor, but you should still learn to respect that person, respect that work, and see that every work is respectable and it's something very good, right? But I think that, yes, people should appreciate everyone. They should be fair with everyone. I think it's a good thing if doctors, professionals, and people who deserve it they could make more, you know, that there are not some things in, you know, there is like, sometimes it feels like there are some walls or there are some kind of blockages, como si hubiera barreras, ¿no? Para progresar. So maybe can be something about our society. Some people have learned to overcome those, but some others find it very difficult. Very well. Okay. Well, so this was the debate that we listened to. Now we're going to check these words. They are adverbs. I told you some examples, right? You can say, for example, I'm happy, or you can say I'm absolutely happy, or I am. We have an expression. You can say delighted. I am over the moon. You know, there are many expressions you can say that can help you to not to sound that boring, right? So when you speak, when you have different synonyms of something and you can say things in a different way, you can express your feelings better, okay? So this case, we have some words that help you have like a better understanding of the verbs, okay? Which can actually change the meaning of the sentence itself. Let's check the first example. It says, Josh went to bed at 3 a.m. and got up at 6 a.m. He hardly slept at all. So if we based from this, from the context of the sentence, here it says he slept. Aquí dice, él durmió. Pero cuando vemos el hardly, que este es el adverbio, okay, so it modifies the whole meaning of the sentence. When you say he hardly slept at all, quiere decir casi no durmió, right? Apenas y durmió. So this is the adverb. It's modifying the verb. These adverbs, the ones that are in black, the ones that are in boldface, estos que están en negritas, estas palabras, estos adverbios van de antes o después de un verbo. Okay, so here we have, so what is the result? If we have, he hardly slept at all, it means he didn't sleep much. Let's read the next one, please, Nubia, number 2.
Sandra makes $10 an hour. Vicky makes 11 an hour. Vicky makes slightly more money than Sandra.
Exactly. Okay, so we have Sandra and Vicky. So Sandra makes $10, Vicky makes $11 an hour. So the difference in the salary is just $1, right? So it's slightly more, not too much, slightly. Okay, so what is the meaning of slightly? Vicky makes a lot more, or Vicky makes a little bit more?
Vicky makes a little bit more.
Very well. Okay, but just a little, right? It's not a big difference. So you see, the adverbs change what you express. Los adverbios cambian lo que estás diciendo. No solo dicen el verbo en sí, sino que alteran el grado. Puede que algo sea muy intenso o que sea poco. Okay, a eso nos ayudan los adverbios. The next one, number 3, please, Heidi. Let's read it, number 3.
Yes, teacher. When I got home nearly, all of the lights were on. Most of the lights were on.
Exactly. Because nearly, que decir casi todas. Nearly, casi. Okay. Very well. So we also have, we need to continue with the next ones. We have pretty. Pretty can be an adverb, can be an adverb or adjective. Pretty quiere decir bonito, pero en este caso quiere decir muy. Laura was pretty excited. Muy emocionada. Okay, so we have pretty. Pretty in this case means muy. Then we have the next one, which is fairly. Fairly means justo. Okay. No muy bueno, pero lo justo. ¿Sí? Es como para ser modesto. ¿Eh? También dice, it's fairly good. Es como, es más o menos bueno. Okay. is a fairly good player. So we could say that he's a good soccer, a good player soccer. Es bueno, pero de forma modesta. Vamos a utilizar fairly cuando queremos decir que algo es bueno, pero no de forma sorprendente. Okay. Very well. Then we also have absolutely, extremely, and perfectly. Tomorrow we will check more adverbs. Okay, guys. Well, we'll finish the class for today. As you can see, well, the geese say hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, guys.
Have a nice